Okay, archipelago again. You see this? Yeah, we're back at this shit.
You are approaching the area of combat operations. Be ready.
Alright, you know what? I think I need to put myself in a position to make sure this actually works. Because I think we need to go to the air base and actually intercept the enemy bombers when they gain control of the command center, which they will, or maybe stop them from controlling the command center to begin with. Because they go to the airfield pretty much en masse. So if we can stop them from taking their command center, we might be able to pull something off. However, there are two players in a flight over there. One of them's got a shooting star. We're gonna have to worry about that. But I think we may need to interdict on this map in order to actually get away with it, because if the enemy team never gets their bombers, we might be in a good position to win this. This would require us actually getting over there first, but let's see if we can get these guys. Actually hit any of them. Come on. Pick a direction. There we go. Still can one hit, but it looks like, yeah. It seems like hitting them in the engine does the most damage. Which is why head-ons against Japanese planes can be so damn lethal. That's that, and they're at the command center already. So it looks like if I wanted to get to that, I had to actually go for it immediately.
Enemy bombers inbound. Don't let them reach their target.
Right, but then again, the bombers are all the way at that direction. They come from that direction. Actually, no, wait. They shouldn't come from that direction, though. They should come from this... Never mind. But, are we going to be able to take that command center? I have no idea. I'm going to say no, too, because, well, look at all the bots just leaving the... this is bad. Oh boy, here we go. See, these are the people that I didn't want to run into. But now it looks like we're fucked. Yeah, I was gonna die anyway. Whatever. I've got to replace myself on this map now, because now I basically... Now we got a problem. But hey, wait a minute. They're coming from the other direction now. Huh. What the hell happened here? This is actually considerably more manageable. Alright, well, let's do this. Well, he's dead, but let's get rid of these bombers. Okay, most damaged one first. That's a bit of lag time on that 37, don't you think?
The threat to the complex eliminated. Way to go!
Alright, now you see, if I sit up here, but then again, we're not capturing bases, though, so this is becoming an issue, and also we're losing our command center in general because of the ground attack planes. God damn, fucking everything's a mess over here. Alright, got him. Looks like our bombers actually managed to make it in, it looks like, at least a couple of them. 2 of them. Alright, good on them. Ah! Good enough to capture the base, though. Alright, that puts them in an odd spot. But again, we also don't have our command set. We don't have our airfield spawns. This is just kinda, It looks like we've got a bunch of planes over here that we could attempt to knock down. But again, altitude issues. If we don't help, this 109Z, he's probably gonna buy it, so... Get the fuck back here. Alright, he's out. Meteor's pulling away. Got a couple of ground attack planes sneaking by us, but we'll get rid of these guys first before we try anything. We've also got a ground attack plane below us as well, so we've got to get rid of him too. Come on. They're fast and they're moving around. Aha! I still got the hits though, son of a bitch! Okay. A little bit more high octane, but, well, it looks like I can actually dial it in a little bit. He tried to, hey! He actually tried to kill that guy with the bomb. He just kind of dropped it in the middle of the airfield. Come on. Nope.
The command centers are ours, awaiting help from the front headquarters.
There we go. That one was questionable. Uh-oh. I didn't have enough airspeed to actually complete that fucking turn. That guy's probably dead. Come on, cool down. There we go.
A line of thunderstorms is approaching. We'll soon be unable to provide support. Do you copy?
Alright, I'm
Over.
fighting here, but we're not actually really making too much headway. Best thing I can do here is just stop the enemy cold from getting to this point. But this is the thing. I'd like to stay here and do this. The only problem is... Those are rockets. Whoa! I'd like to stay here and do this. The only problem is we're not making headway on any of the other parts of the map by me doing this. So I can shut them out cold on one point. The only problem is we're not going to be capturing the other points. Why? Because I can't rely on my team to actually fucking do that on their own. So once again, I want to win. I have to be everywhere doing the things that make us win.
Step it up. We're losing the battle.
Because there's no other way of us actually winning
here.
aside from
Unable to
me doing
proceed.
that.
Return into base. Do you copy?
This is what gets frustrating. It's not that, you know, it's not that carrying, you know, is a thing that I hate all of the time. It's just that I shouldn't have to. You get what I mean? There are 12 other people on this team. Then again, most of them are bots as well. But you know, I should have a team be present other than targets. But most of them are... You see, that's the thing. There are actually a lot of players in this game, too. Not a vast majority, but actually a good number of them. But it's just annoying that I basically have to be the one to do everything. Or we don't win, which is usually what happens. Okay, if I knock out that, we're probably going to be okay. In terms of, well, capturing this base, but I don't think we're actually going to win this game. I think it's just too far gone now. I'd like to turn just a little bit, just get the thing around there.
We've taken over the command center.
I tried, but doesn't look like we're going to get it.
Enemy bombers detected. Destroy them. Attention, all aircraft. Fall back and regroup.
Well, 10,000 again. I didn't get to really do very much, though, in terms of keeping the points alive. That's the thing. I can sit... If I only had to sit on one point and hold that down, most of the time, I think I could do this. I could do that just fine. The only problem is... I need to be moving across the map at nearly a constant basis after these... I can't stay anywhere. But then, my movements are also dictated by where my team is in general, so it's... You have to keep moving, but you have... It's actually very restricting as well. Okay, that was not the best game we could have gotten, but we still managed to do alright. Best on my team, at least, but, you know, only slightly above my team as well. We got outscored by the shooting star on the enemy team, but Well, search me as to what the hell I could have done there. Moving on, quickly. Okay, so 9,000 XP. Not exactly the awkward spot I wanted to be in. I wanted a little bit more than that, but oh well, fine. We'll play 2 or 3 more games, and then we'll call it a day. Okay. Alpine Gambit, again.
You are approaching the area of combat operations. Be ready.
The more equal of the maps, I suppose, though I still could potentially go in and interdict the other side. Now that I know that my bombs can take out an air base, or rather an AA defense area, rather an AA bunker, more or less, with one bomb, I think I'm actually in a better position to really just kind of kick the table out from under the enemy.
Pilots, get ready for action.
So let's go do that. I'm kind of leaving capturing our base at the mercy of whoever the hell goes over there, but I gotta do something here. Hopefully by inconveniencing the enemy long enough, I actually get or see some positive results. But you know, that's it kind of gets annoying like that. If I feel like I have 2 choices, but I can only do 1 action, but you need both actions to win. So it kind of just feels like you're screwed, more or less, because your team wasn't able to really do anything. But it looks like the ground attack players are way too efficient for me to actually get in there to do anything. So it looks like I'm not going to be able to do this. Unless they happen to be short a bomb right about now. No. Well, I could have gotten this base, but I probably would have gotten there fast enough. Well, I screwed that up. Ow! Those are the 50s, aren't they? Ah! Yeah, I'm gonna die to that tail gun. You can't get away from that after it's actually started to fire at you, but I already screwed that up anyway. No real effect out of that. It's embarrassing, yeah, but no real effect out of anything. They already had the base. There wasn't really... It's not like I made the game worse. But, that's a little annoying, and also we haven't captured our fucking... You see... 2 actions needed to win. Only 1 player can do 1. And I even managed to screw up that action, so you know what? I don't have anything to fall back on. Why is Steam on? We still haven't captured this base. We should have captured this a long time ago. But this is what happens when we don't have any player ground attackers. And unfortunately, the military base is now making this harder. Yeah, I think we're fucked here. So it seems like on this map, I have to make sure this gets captured. Okay, there we go. Jesus Christ. Get the hell out of here. Okay, so what did we learn about this tier so far? What I learned about tier 8 was tailguns hurt now. And it makes attacking ground attack planes actually fairly difficult. And also, it kind of feels like Really, the SU-9 could use a bit of an alpha increase in this 45. Just a bit. And it's not the bots either. There was a player in there. That's why they took the mining facility faster. Boy, that's a really big fight up there.
The enemy is launching rockets at us from the military base. Take action.
Well, that's gonna make our day inconvenient. Swoop in there and maybe take some of that out, but really, I'm just... Uh-oh. What the f... An actual 262. Well, how about that? Get the hell back here. Oh, he's a heavy fighter too. So even though I'm a fucking copy of him, I'm not as effective. And oh great, here's the shooting star. Alright, well, I've got control surfaces, so as long as that 262 doesn't come back to fucking bother me, we should be okay. Well, there's the fucking 262. Come on, Yankee. Unfortunately, just by this alone, I'm not able to actually get a turning shot on him. Well, it seems like the shooting star is significantly better than my plane.
The enemy is
Noted.
about to win. Push harder.
Ow. And without any assistance at all, well, we're basically fucked. Nope, couldn't do that. That's some aim assist.
Our military base is launching.
You saw that. That cone of fire got nowhere near my plane. Oh well, nothing I could do by that point, and we're losing anyway.
Be advised, a line of thunderstorms.
Rather, we've already lost by this point.
Unable to provide support. Do you copy? Over.
So, No. Well, huh. No. There was a chance there, a little glimmer of hope, and then it immediately extinguished. You know, I'm starting to get the feeling here that the 45 on this plane might actually be crippling it a little bit. I feel like I was a little bit more effective with the 37, even with the lackluster range. Did he just slam into the ground?
That's it.
Yeah.
There's no way to break through you now. You're on your own.
That guy knows what he's doing. You see, he smashed into the ground right before the squall line came in. Huh.
Attention, all aircraft. Fall back and regroup.
Gee, I wonder what he was planning there. But yeah, I didn't get to do shit that game. I tried to do something, it didn't work at all, and then I was scrambling around trying to get the team to do something. But at that point, really, we had already fucked up and we were basically dead in the water. So there really wasn't any way of salvaging that. That's annoying. Well, that actually sucked. That's probably my worst game in this game so far. Well, moving on quickly. Honestly, I'm starting to get the opinion here that Tier 8, we might be running into a few problems. I'll explain in a bit. Okay, so what I wanted to actually say is, I think we might be running into a bit of a impasse.
Attention, you are entering the zone controlled by the enemy.
A sort of threshold here, because I'm starting to notice that, like that last game, a player ground attacker was actually incredibly instrumental in winning that game for the enemy team. And because we didn't have one, we actually were at a significant disadvantage and basically lost the game before it started. I'm starting to see that we might be getting into the situation where bots are playing so inefficiently at Tier 8 that a player Tier 8 aircraft is so damn effective that one in the right spot versus a bot is not equal at all. Beforehand, it was actually kind of about the same, I suppose, but it's either player aircraft are so effective that they can basically breach what the bots are trying to do. Ow. Or we are so restricted that we can't make up for it. Or maybe a combination of both. Whereas, when a player, for example, the player ground attacker was able to actually throw that game towards their team, nobody else could really stop them. And it looks like 410s are actually incredibly horrifying at tearing my plane apart, even though I can't do anything at this point. The game just fucking started. And I'm still being kind of fucked around with heavy air defense fighters. Good lord. Yeah, I was already basically dead because my health started to evaporate. Okay. It seems like the air defense fighters can do their fucking jobs. Is that Yak-15? No, MEP-1092. It's one of those. An offshoot of the Focke-Wulf lines. But you're starting to see my problem here. And also, I think putting the 45 on this plane is a mistake. Because it seems like I'm actually limiting myself, actually severely, by doing this. So actually, I think I'm going to take the 45 off of this thing. Because while I have the increased engagement range, being able to get in here really, really close and just tear the enemy apart.
Enemy bombers inbound.
Without having to worry about making those individual shots, because they don't do enough damage to warrant actually... They don't do enough damage to warrant that kind of precision. And while I could dance around out here, the vast majority of the engagements that are giving me trouble are the ones that are at closer range. So, honestly, there's a bit of a... Like, I'm still going to be disadvantaged at longer range, but... honestly, it's starting to become the issue of I can't keep this plane at a distance to where the range advantage actually matters. Because I'm only going to be able to get, like, maybe one shot in. The bombers here are kind of, well, an extreme sort of exception. But I'm beginning to see that...
Our rocket has reached the target.
What the hell is behind me?
Damaged.
Get out of here. I'm starting to get the inclination that really the cannon on this plane does not do enough damage. Like, the 45 doesn't do enough damage at this point. It's taking an extremely difficult and extremely, like, depending on if it's dice rolls, if you're forcing it, really. But it's extremely difficult and time-consuming to actually fire and actually hit the targets at this point. But that was bounced off by the other planes being able to, well, the damage output was able to, well, make those shots worth it. I was 1 to 2 hitting people. Now it doesn't really feel like I have that much shock power, and it takes a lot of hits that are getting more and more difficult to actually hit. And it's just not it's not equalizing out. This worries me. But also, it doesn't help that right now I'm not exactly the fastest plane, so I can't even get into my 1 kilometer engagement range. That's a 211 up there, too. That's the next plane on our list.
Great job! No enemy bombers have broken through.
So, at least he's faster, it seems like. Alright, there's the hit. It seems like it's hard, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of this guy first. Because I see Shooting Star. I want to remove it. Come on. Well, he's dead. Huh, Supermarine attacker, huh? Suppose this is a tier 9 game, huh? But then again, the attacker is tier 9. But it may not be as, it may be kind of momentary, my feeling here, because I am getting kills this game, so it may have just been a couple of bad games in a row, but it certainly starts to feel like the cannon really doesn't have the shock power anymore. Like, it seems like the 23s on this plane are more here to make up for the fact that the 45 isn't doing as much damage anymore, or rather, isn't scaling. Because I can make these shots. Question is, are they gonna really kill the enemy fast enough for it to matter? And it looks like I'm getting my shit stolen too, so this is also becoming an issue. Like that. And it may be down to the accuracy and me not hitting the targets anymore, but it certainly feels like it's taking more shots to kill the enemy. Which is, well, the bane of this plane, really. The strength of this plane is being able to hit people really quickly and knock them out of the sky at engagement ranges that are so far away that they won't be able to react in time. I'm starting to feel like I'm losing that. It seems like, and also I look at this, and also the I-215, the premium plane of this tier, has a 57. So honestly, I know I can get this guy before he actually gets out of here. Come on. I'd like to have my 37 back, please, or my gun, please. Jesus. It seems like a lot is getting in the way of this plane and actually being able to use that 45 effectively.
There's a heavy storm here. Unable to proceed. Returning to base. Do you copy?
And now the squall line's here.
The enemy is launching rockets at us from the military base.
We're in a bit of a tough spot. Is he gonna fly at me? Seems so. Ah, damn it. He out DPM'd me. You see that first shot, that's what would have gotten me the kill. I fucked it up. You see, it's getting more and more difficult to actually land the shots with these planes and actually cause the damage. Well, I tried. Nice to see you too. It's getting harder and harder to use this plane, or at least harder to use the 45 to the advantages that I've been using it so far. So it would seem that...
Victory is in sight. Keep it up.
This plane may need a buff to keep it in line with the plane, with how effective the other planes have been if you're going to accept them as the status quo. Because this plane using the 45, it's actually become so difficult it's almost not even worth using the damn thing. You could still get good results out of it, as you've been seeing, but I don't feel as nearly as effective as I did beforehand. So, it may seem that, I think the problem with the SU-9 is, the ceiling, the damage ceiling of the 45 isn't high enough. And like I was saying, about to say, the I-260, the premium plane on, at this tier, has a 57. So it actually does do more damage than this plane, which is what I think the problem is with this plane. It doesn't do enough damage with that large caliber gun.
All positions are captured by the enemy. You must turn the tide of the battle.
Well, looks like we won't have to wait very long here now that I'm dead, and we've basically lost the entire map. That's, well, a shame. Not a good game. But again, it may be me sitting here having a bunch of bad games in a row and deciding that the plane is shit.
Back to base.
But, there's something definitely a problem here with this plane, and it really is not hitting as hard as it should. But back to hangar. So, another 2000 game. That's actually really piss poor. But whatever, we got through. Oh. We had 2 of these things on our team where we still couldn't manage to do, and then they were in a flight too. Well, what a shame. It seems like at about this tier, ground attackers are actually very, very vital. Because I'm not able to really do anything. Like, I'm faster, but it seems like I'm also slower, if you get my drift. Well, at least the guy who head-on me and won is actually forgiving. Hi to you, too. But it seems like it seems like the 45 ain't really cutting it anymore. So I'm gonna actually switch back to the 37 on this thing. It's just kind of compare for a little while, because it seems like it's difficult to get the hits on this thing, and it's really, really, really not. I'm not being rewarded for the difficulty. So the 45 on this plane either needs to be buffed or something needs to happen here, or maybe add a 57 on this thing. That'd be nice, because as you can see here, the I-260 over here has a 57. And if we're going to compare the guns, it has the same rate of fire, but has more alpha damage as well, and longer range as well. So honestly, I'd rather fly the I-260 before I even look at the airframe. This might be a problem for this plane. So I'm going to try the 37. I wish I had a 57. I'm going to try the 37 for the remainder of the grind that we have here. We've got 4,000, so if we have a good game, we should be able to get it immediately. And then if we have 2 more games like the game we just played, well, we had to have the games like what we just got out of, we'll have it in 2, is what I meant to say. But let's go.